Hello to everyone out there. Um, Anyone I'm able to reach. Trying to get a little audience to help people learn about what's going on and also how God's Word has a big effect on us today, how it is very important for people to try to learn from it and use it in their lives. Today, we're going to discuss also my last video is about the banking system. We're going to go into reading about some of the mechanisms of the banking system too. Okay? All right, but we're going to start off with the Bible. All right, this is like I always do. This is from Apostle Paul, the psalmist, let me say, and he's praying to God. Okay, um, he says, "Vindicate me, my God, and plead my cause against an unfaithful nation. Rescue me from those who are deceitful and wicked." Okay, he's praying because back then Apostle Paul was going through a lot. A lot of people was against him. There was a wicked governments. Nations, the same thing. It's similar to what we have today. All the nations or governments are basically wicked. They present a delusion like they're trying to help people, but they don't. It's not about that. It's just an illusion. Any little thing, people forget, any little thing you get from the government, it has a cost. Some people think the government just have money. But now, I want to get into where a lot of this money the government has come from. Okay, it just doesn't come from taxes. Okay, the taxpayers are on the hook for this money, but it comes from central banks. Okay, now you're gonna understand where central banks get their money from. You must have a lot of money to be lending government's money. Okay, I understand this, but where do they get all this money from? All right, where do central banks get this money from? All right, we're gonna read a little bit out of here from I call it the Banking Bible. Okay, it's called the Creature from Jekyll Island. Okay, you all must get this book. All right, I'm gonna read a little bit real fast. Okay, it says rules of the game. The game begins when the Federal Reserve System allows commercial banks to create checkbook money out of nothing. That's where they get their money. They create it out of nothing, out of thin air. Okay. Um, it says details regarding how this incredible feat is accomplished are given in Chapter 10, entitled Mandrake Mechanism. It says the banks derive profit from this easy money, not by spending it, but by lending it to others and collecting interest. When such a loan is placed on the bank's books, it is shown as an asset because it is earning interest and presumably someday will be paid back. At the same time, an equal entry is made on the liability side of the ledger. This is because the newly created checkbook money now is in circulation, and most of it will end up in other banks and will return the canceled checks to the issuing bank for payment. Individuals may also bring some of this checkbook money back to the bank and request cash. The issuing bank, therefore, has a potential money payout liability equal to the amount of the loan asset. When a borrower cannot repay and there is no asset which can be taken to compensate, the bank must write off that loan as a loss. However, since most of the money originally was created out of nothing, the bank, the cost of the bank nothing except bookkeeping overhead, there is little of tangible value that is actually lost. It is primarily a bookkeeping entry. We lose cars, we lose houses, we lose all kind of things. We work hard for these things, and all the banks do is create this money out of thin air, and they do nothing to deserve getting interest off the money we borrow for these things. You got to understand that we're being cheated every day like this. People losing homes, cars, jobs, companies failing, all because of interest, these money they borrowing from banks that don't even have the money. And if as the book said, if they can't get an asset for this money, they just put it in the ledger as a loss. And it means basically nothing to them because they did nothing to earn that money. In that right now, I want you to think about that. Sink it in your head how much we are being cheated. I'll talk to you today. Pray like the Apostle Paul from these wicked and evil people, these nations, these governments that are allowing this to happen. You have a good day. Thank you.